Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I gotta grab the water. Love ya. Me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy new moon. I have a pendant right there. Can you see it? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It was once again like I was good. I was like I have energy, and now I meant to plug you in, and now I'm exhausted. I don't, but here's the thing too. The back of my head is killing me. It's not even a headache. It's like I almost feel like an injury. Like if you like, I'm feeling what it would feel if like you fell backwards and landed on your head. I'm assuming that's what I'm feeling, and I don't like that feeling. Unless there's something else in the back of the head that I'm unaware of. Like, that's not like, hey, I'm activating a chakra. That's like, I mean, I don't think so. Or maybe it is. I've never felt that though. So I don't know what chakra is at the very back of the head. And anywho, happy new moon. We also just went retro in Neptune. And I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer when I'm like warnings, but we have to, because Pluto is like a destruction, like, so it's like the shadow sides, right? But it also rules weapons and destruction, and that's like when we were dealing with Pluto's in Aries. It was like all this, the shootings, that type of stuff. Neptune rules water, but it's like how do I want to put it? I gotta plug you in. Neptune can be so what we're dealing, all three of these big signs, guys, are in water. So I do need to tell you to be safe around water too. And it's not to scare you, but it's the truth. Okay. And Neptune is like imagination and fun stuff. But at the same time, it's also, I know it's like psychic sensitivities, and it's the closest one. It's connection to the mystic and all that stuff, right? But the shadow side of it, guys, is like it's like delusionary energy, and delusionary energy is no good. So this is a lot of water, guys. So we haven't had these type of placements all together in a while. But it is, the dark side of Neptune is like the ocean floor, right? So please be careful around water. In the ocean, okay? Lies, deception, delusion. People want to escape this, they want to escape that. If you have an addiction, it's going to get worse, or you feel like, I don't have an addiction. That's you being fucking delusional, okay? And then you mix addictions and drugs, because that's what Neptune rules on the shadow side. And then you mix Pluto with weapons and heavy machinery. Like I'm like, this is a warning and it's not to scare you. Please be careful with the cars, heavy machinery with work, other people's cars. I'm trying to look up that chakra. Other people's cars. My car even feels heavy. Like, but I know I've always looked at cars as weapons. And that's why, like, I stress to the kids and certain stuff, like this is, it's like, it's a privilege, guys, but it's a fucking weapon. It's a deadly weapon. So be really careful around water. And now we have the new moon in Cancer. Okay. And Neptune just went retro today, right? Remember, I read this in the beginning of the month. On June 28th, besides the new moon, Neptune turns retrograde, casting a veil over the practical affairs in contemporary. I just saw a little ballerina. Can be temporary loss of inspiration as we rely on our dreams and wishes. The retrograde cycle itself, which will last till December 3rd, suggests a period of taken in receptiveness and some indecisiveness. It can be a period of feeling in limbo, but it also might be a great time for discovery. Okay, so whatever comes out on the board comes out on the board. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because this is a dangerous time. And people think they can manipulate you and take advantage of situations too, so in the 3D world. So be careful. Now there's a chakra in the back of the head, you were saying, right? Which chakra is that? Which chakra is in the back of the head? I mean, I feel like I just fell and got knocked unconscious. Well, it's saying the root chakra, but it's got to be within because it's not the root chakra. Bindu chakra. Oh, look at it, guys. We're fucking learning new things all the time. Zero chakra is the base of the skull. Well, this one says the Bindu chakra lies at the back of the head by about 5 inches at the top of the skull, when the chakra is not activated. Bindu chakra lies at the back of the head about 5 inches at the top of the skull. So I'm going to go with this is my Bindu chakra. Ooh, it's the moon center. So interesting. Typically below someone's cowlick. The backbone. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so what is this? The chakra is one that centers the energy located throughout the body, not included within the traditional major chakras. Very interesting, because I know about I always want to say the meridians as if we're in the middle of the road. It is kind of like that, but I've never had this activated. It literally feels like I fell on the back of my head. It's not it's not the best feeling. I mean, not to be rude. Bindu is the word meaning point or dot that symbolizes the point of source of all creation, where chakras of the wheel of the disc. The Bindu chakra is important in Tantra yoga. It's the healing properties through meditation. And certain antennas, Bindu chakra is the back of the head, 5 inches from the skull. When the chakra is not activated, it's similar to like a dot. But when charged, the Bindu chakra energy, its vitality and health begins to flow. In the Tantric tradition, Bindu chakra is thought to hold special nectar, which helps. Whoa, why did you just do that? The Bindu can also improve eyesight, greater awareness through awakening of the pineal gland, and anatomy of the emotional balance. It controls hunger, thirst, promoting healthy habits, could relieve anxiety, depression. All right, so just be prepared. Your Bindu chakra might be opening. He loves that. A similar message about being careful, swimming, don't dive in shallow waters. Yeah. So okay. Let's just see what it says real quick.
Many yogis, they would like still to practice.
Oh my God, guys, I just actually brought this up the other day about the fingers.
Chakra, Puraka, Bandhas, Mudras, Chakras, Kundalinis, Nadas, whatnot. So, in this body, from thousands of chakras, the main chakras, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahad, Visuddhi, Agya, Bindu, or Sahasrara. The Creator has put certain centers in the body where the certain kind of the hormone is developed. And so, on the top of the head, there is one center called Bindu. Bindu means dot. Bindu means the drop. And from the Bindu chakra, Amrita is produced and transfers into the whole body. But 98% of the Amrita which comes from Bindu chakra is slowly comes to the solar plexus with the digestive fire, and everything is digested, means birthed. So yogis, that time they made again research work that people who is working normally very busy, how can they concentrate constantly and awake the Bindu chakra? Therefore, the yogis advise the people to have here some hair. We call sikha or we call choti.
Okay,
This is exact.
Okay, I'll watch that on my own. I thought it was going to be a little different. I love anything like that when it comes to Hinduism. My favorite guy, he's in Tennessee. What's his name? Trying to think of his name. He talks about, what is his name?
It can attract certain types of forces
That
to your
Hoover,
body, which
I don't say it
you
right,
may not be able to handle.
but
You can just get your life in a tizzy.
yes,
You can literally do everything that you want, and not just with yours, with everybody
That
else's
Hoover.
bodies here. Metal has a certain receptivity about it.
This guy is fucking great. I don't think the dancers are wearing rings on the
Get an
thumb.
Neptune area that's used.
I've never watched that movie, but the guy is freaking amazing. He's got a school. Yeah, he's got a school in Tennessee. He's got I wouldn't even call it a school, but a temple. So he is awesome sauce. Why would one's Bindu chakra open? Bindu chakra is secondary chakra. It is an advanced practice. Well, I don't even know what that is, but apparently I could do that right now. But I don't even know what I'd be doing. What does it mean when it opens? It is so strong. It's believed to affect your body on a physical, spiritual, and emotional level. The benefits of opening the Bindu chakra include improved eyesight, greater awareness through the awakening of the pineal gland, inner harmony, and emotional balance. The significance of it is the point in which creation begins and may become unity. It's also described as the sacred symbol of the cosmos in its unmanifested state. Bindu is the point around which the mandala is created, representing the universe. Bindu is often merged with seed or sperm or ovum. It brings out more of your psychic ability. It's one of the most mysterious and remarkable energy centers of the human body. It's the direction of the stream of the cosmic energy flowing to the chakra can be quite clearly at this point. This energy, for a majority of people, it sleeps. People actually work really, really hard for a long time to open this chakra, guys. I actually feel like it's a blessing that mine just opened and I didn't even have to work on opening it. Unless I did without me knowing. Like through just years of me like hard work and stuff, you know what I mean? But without really knowing that's what I was trying to do. The Bindu chakra. Therefore, is a valuable aid on spiritual journeys, harmony, sense well-being. Well, that's interesting. When your child is resisting sleep and gently massage that particular chakra. I didn't know that. I always got my kids to sleep by going like this. Everybody used to laugh at me, but it worked all the time. The most outstanding effect of the Bindu chakra is the production of the Amrita, the nectar of immortality. Lead us from unreality to reality, lead us from darkness into light, lead us from death into immortality. Fountain of youth, influence mind, body. Nectar of immortality. The chakra becomes open. It's plentiful to this precious Amrita. Amrita flows. It is said ancient scriptures that is one concentrated drop of significance to make new shoots grow on a piece of dry wood. Deceased backlight. So I got a lot of research to do. How does one open their Bindu chakra? I can't find it. Does everyone's Bindu chakra open? Or should I say activate? Oh my god, I am so like lightheaded. Not Bindi. Usually the pineal gland or the third eye. That's because they're already kind of activated. Usually a lot of people work with like the prana version. The muscles control the throat. I wonder if when the Bindu chakra becomes activated, it's more plentiful, the precious nectar flows. So it has activation symptoms. Oh. It's capable of controlling hunger, thirst, gain, the ability to overcome unhealthy things. So, I mean, it's great. It's got a lot of benefits. I was kind of looking for of like, you know how like certain chakras have this and there's like ascension, there's certain like symptoms. I can't really like so it's a tantric tradition. Helps the yogi realign both shoulder stance to posture Bindu chakra. Takes a while to activate that chakra. Keeps pulling me back to this one website. Let me just see if I'm just going to scroll, and then I want to continue. Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay. So anywho, I don't know if you're speaking of this. For the nectar, often must comes a grace to unfold this chakra. Most often you ask for grace to unfold this chakra. Yeah, well, if it does release the nectar, it's only because your karma will allow it to. Not everyone can handle the stage of yogi. Right. But you know what's weird? I have been looking into this for weeks now. And now all of a sudden it's just like, bam, haircut, it's open. So I mean it's cool. It's so cool. So that's what I was just kind of reading too. Not everybody can handle it. Like they kind of like warn you. Like some people, like it's got like benefits, but it warns some people like not to do it. Like, and I didn't ask for this. I don't think I did. I could have by asking for like more insight or you know what I mean? Um, but I certainly have some research to do. That is for sure. I had no idea. I mean, I literally came live and I just said to some of you guys, I'm like, I feel like I just like fell like smack dab on the back of my head. Like this is what it must feel like when someone falls on the back of their head. And I will tell you, it's the first time I've worn this ambient. And I did put a lot of work into like cleansing it, smoking it. Hi. Well, hello. Sheldon is not in here. Sheldon is walking around. Down. Stay. Loki, no. Okay. Come on. Not right now. Come on. Help. No. Help. Help. No. Hold on now. Oh boy. No. Excuse me, watch out so the cats don't get up. Okay. Max must be upstairs. I'm sorry. Loki just came down. Sheldon was walking around. He's just so in love with Sheldon. Can anybody find the activation symptoms? For some reason, I can't. So, yeah, it's not a coincidence that I keep getting pulled to Shandaguvu, something like that. I remember watching him years ago too, but not like that. I've like really been studying the yogi. Hold on. Yeah, I don't practice yoga. But I notice how it says like a lot of like capitalizing on like yoga philosophy, that type of stuff, or a mystical person. So that makes more sense because I am like far from yoga, you know? Um, how does one become a yogi? Practice yoga often. Well, that's not me. Find a good teacher. It's more or less probably the positive lifestyle choices, things like that. But um, typically, girls aren't even really yogis. Typically, the female would be like a practitioner. So it's really related to medieval practice belonging to any religion or a spiritual method. So for me, it's clearly the spiritual side. Um, you can do 200 hours training all at once. That's like, oh my gosh, that's why that makes so much sense. I don't even know what that is. The hatha yoga. When I was actually looking into yoga on a certain thing and I was having spirit help me, that's the one they brought me to. So they're definitely talking to me. Therefore, they're talking to you. You guys are my little soul family, right? So don't think that like we're not connected enough where like this stuff is gonna come your way, guys. If you choose to, you know.
Can you help the cat?
Can I help the cat?
Yeah, Kessel's in trouble.
Oh, he's messing with Cass. No. Loki, no. Not right now. Oh, Max is right here. You hear Loki trying to get in? So, yeah, Venus clearly. Okay, so anywho, I got my own research to do. Did anybody happen to find any of the symptoms? Like, I feel like I fell smack dab on the back of my head. Like, I feel like that's exactly what that would feel like if I was to fall on the back of my head. There's no question. And when I look it up, it's telling me all the benefits, but it's not actually telling me So do you have to unlock all the other 7 chakras in order to open these? Yeah, Spirit's saying yeah. So be prepared because yours might open as well. Like literally, like it feels like I fell on the back of my head, and like from the back of my head down to like my neck is just like a burning sensation, like numbing. It's very strange. Oh, so is that just another chakra that's opening? Yeah, you do. It's an ascension chakra from the back. Okay, so just like don't freak out if this happens to you. That's all. Because some of you guys, it will come that way too. And I almost said like if you're ready for it, and I don't really know what that means. I don't know enough about this chakra, guys. It's represented by the crescent moon. I don't know. I obviously have my own research to do, but very exciting. I can't find anything. I can't find anything on like the symptoms of it opening. It makes it sound like they have some, but then I can't find it. So it's the 8th chakra. So it allows you, it adds extra dimensions. Bliss, ease. I don't know, but I'm excited. Do we got to keep it like, does anybody know enough? Like, do we got to keep it active, or once it's open, it's open? Spirit's kind of like, I think they're saying once it's open, it's open. But I'm not positive, because we can open our heart chakra, our throat chakra, and those can, even after activation, those can shut down all the time. So I guess like I'm starting to like, so does this one always stay open? Like once it's open, it's open? You can't go back. All right. Should I be intimidated? I mean, it sounds great, but you can't go back. All right. Okay. I got a lot of research to do then. Its divinity is through Shivra, portrayed through the crescent moon of the, which is ironic because that is literally my all-time. That is literally my all-time favorite deck. Is my Ganesha deck. It talks about like all that stuff. I love Buddhism. I like Hinduism. I like a lot of religions and practices. So looks like I definitely have some research to do. Oh yes. Can somebody please look to see if you can find like the symptoms of the chakra opening? You know how like, you know, when your third eye is opening, you know, when your heart chakra is opening, like the thump and certain, like you just know certain stuff. It takes time to unfold. So I have a lot of research to do then. I just feel like, am I like the only one? I just saw 44. Am I like the only one here, like, who cannot find what it feels like? So it's one of those things where, like, if you were gonna do a mantra, like, I am immortal. The point of the dot related to the seed. This is. So this is why they wear the dot on the foreheads. Ooh, Bindu chakra opening symptoms. Oh my God! But then it takes me right to others, and then it diverts me. So like it's like oh, okay, here's one. I haven't looked into this one. Oh, come on, get out of here. It tells you if I tell you there's an 8th chakra, which is the one that's the most important, you might roll your eyes. Wait till you hear the whole story. Anywho, get to the... Okay, all right, I'm going to let you out. It's like, just when I found something, it's like just when I found something, now it's not there. Where is it located? I'm still scrolling. How do you activate it? Okay, so guys, this is like, holy shit. It's destroyed before you can feel its benefits, aka you need to learn how to activate the Bindu chakra and then use the nectar before it reaches your solar plexus. Okay. Obviously, I mean, I can't keep doing this because I gotta do this myself. But I literally just saw something like loss of appetite or something, so I clicked on this one, and there's just, oh, here we go. Thank you. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this. Okay, I've been stuck for a half hour trying to find this. Bindu chakra can retain the nectar within your throat. Okay, so there's 3 things. Eyesight could be getting better, and you may be able to see things a little bit clearer. Further, you will experience a calmness of the mind with no traces of nervousness or anxiety. That would be symptom number 2. Lastly, when activated correctly, you may not feel as hungry or thirsty as before, while you still are able to relish food, especially if you're a foodie. Your cravings will be gone, and you will eat only when necessary to eat. Do note that none of these symptoms will appear overnight. Activating the chakra takes lots of practice and sometimes years for people. So you have to have knowledge of all this stuff that I know nothing about. Okay. Well, it's not a bad thing. So Neptune retrograde, Pluto still in retrograde. I think we're at 0, 0. I have to check. Happy new moon in Cancer. Oh my gosh, all this water. You don't if you're spiritual. What? Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. Okay. But all this water. But again, it's almost like a 1 and 2, guys. Like, please be careful with the cars, heavy machinery. I just heard knives, but typically it's not knives. So like careful cutting, but I think that could be because of like cloudiness or fogginess or haze. Swimming, anything with a current. Waterfalls, like careful hiking. And I only say that because I can see, like, you know how like sometimes when you're hiking, and you're on a slope and like the gravel falls and like you can slip, twist an ankle. Because I just kind of saw that. So just be extra cautious. Okay. Where's Neptune? None of them are at 0. I don't think I'm reading this right. I am reading it right. Well, this says 27. This says 28. So let's just read. Oh, Jesus, fucking scared me. I'm just trying to think which cards I want to read. I think I'm gonna read these. Right? Yeah. Let's read these. Okay. All right, a bugaboo. All right, buddy. Okay. If you guys have tiger's eye, I think that would be a good stone for you right now. I busted mine out yesterday. So I want to say the next couple days, but it's more than that. And remember, Neptune's like the slowest planet too, guys. So really rest. I'm not, believe it or not, with all the water, it's more of a hazard. I'm not really seeing this as like super emotional time. Okay, let me just shut the door. For some reason, it's bugging me. So again, Neptune can make you feel like cloudy right now. Okay, but it's the intuition. Your intuition is on point. So if you choose to ignore that, then you're only doing yourself a disservice. So make sure you're listening to your intuition, but it is also, I need you to watch out for the delusionary energy, okay? It really just depends on where your placements are at and how much, Pisces and also where your Jupiter is positioned right now too. But Neptune is really like, it's the imagination, it's the psychic sensations, it's the mystic energy, it's the connection to the cosmos, right? So your dreams might be dominant right now, but Neptune is kind of self-destructive, okay? So just just be aware. If you need boundaries, set the boundaries. And like the dark side, the shadow side, which some people call it like the ocean floor, there's lies, there's deception, there's people want to escape through addiction and, try to alter things and manipulate. Okay, so just be careful. I mean, you do have the softer side of Cancer, and like a shadow side would be kind of like suppressing things. Okay. So I'm sure this is going to be a good reading too, but I really feel like it was really important to post the warnings after that. Okay. Because I think this only says like a couple. 28th, Neptune turns retro, casting a veil over our practical affairs. It can be a temporary loss of inspiration as we realign our dreams, wishes that are inside of us. The retro, oh my gosh, that actually makes a lot of sense. Not like actually. The retrograde itself will last until December 3rd. So just rest right now too, for those who need to rest. And I think it's a strong message because every time I jump on YouTube the last couple times, it's instant exhaustion. Okay. So I don't know if the universe will purposely slow you down. I don't know if I'm transmitting that energy. So you're purposely being slowed down. Like if you're overworked, work will slow down. If you're overtired, you might find yourself, I want to say cranky, but that's not what I'm looking for. So Oh, all I see is Neptune. We just talked about Neptune now. So I'm not really sure where we're going with that. I would say this is a good week's worth of energy. Like, just be a little cautious. That's why I grabbed this. Temporary loss of inspiration as we realign. So I don't really feel like you probably already am starting to get in like the tension, fuzzy thinking, lingering from like last week. The new moon occurs, prompting new beginnings. Time to feed foundations, what you call home. The inside of us needs to be tended to and I almost said tended to and honest, but it's tended to and honored. It's a time to recognize the importance in our family, our personal circle, friends, security, sense of belonging, safety, the desires, the courage to pursue, stick to the plans, but avoid jumping the gun because the new moon is square Jupiter. That's where I was getting Jupiter, but it's also linked to Pisces. In like a more modern day. Watch for overdoing it, misjudgments, and false thoughts. But I was linked to Jupiter because it's like traditional tarot, where it's like Neptune rules Pisces, but then Pisces in modern tarot, Pisces rules Neptune, but then there's the whole Jupiter. I'm not getting into it. I don't want to confuse you guys. I really don't even want to confuse myself because my brain knows what I'm thinking, but my mouth is not saying what I'm thinking. So that's a sign for you too, because which typically, it's ironic though, because typically it's like your mind says one thing and your soul says another. But now it's like my mind's telling me one thing, but my mouth is saying another. So that's strange. So we're looking at maybe subsiding day 5 or 6, but you still need to be careful as the energy lingers. It's obviously going to be stronger now. Okay, 8th house, endings, beginnings. There's Pluto all day, Scorpio, Grand Trine, blessings, North Node, life purpose. So that's why I always say it's really important to know where your North Node is, okay? Because the nodes are linked to karma and how you walk in this lifetime. It's like the walk, what's that saying? Like talk the walk the talk, something like that. And a lot of people don't know the North Node, okay? But it has a lot to do, believe it or not, with your character. It's so damn important. This fucking fruit fly. I'm going to read it verbatim for you. True to its name, the North Node is your true north or the North Star. That didn't help me. But it points you in the direction of your destiny to continue and to follow throughout your life, right? So it's like, it's the shoes you walk in. I don't know how else to explain it. I feel like some people will not understand what I'm saying, which is very strange. So it represents what you grow into. It's a zodiac sign, it's a house, it's the aspects of that node itself. It's your experiences, how you grow. It's karma. The South Node's really the karma, but you're walking in the karma, right? So it's almost like this is the energy you're not necessarily born with. Like I'm born a Cancer, but my North Node is Libra. So it's something I will grow into as I age. I'll become more of like a Libra. Does that make sense? Not like that, but I mean, yeah, like it is like that though. But it's just not fair. Like, are we good? Because I just feel like I'm confusing myself. So the sooner how to use your north node. There's so many different things that stress out, makes it so you step out of comfort zones. Once you do, you'll be amazed how fulfilled you feel. It's like activation of your life's mission. The sooner you align with this path, the more purpose driven your life will become. So if you don't know it, look it up. You can go to Cafe Astrology. Absolutely love that website. They'll give you a free birth chart. So it's really important to know like the ins and the outs of that particular zodiac sign. And I want to say there is something with the North Node. That was just a couple days ago, actually. Let me just check July. That's more the true node. Let me just check the North Node real quick. The North Node. 21, 21, 21. Okay, so I don't have, this is June, not July. I don't have July's printed out. It doesn't look like it's making a drastic shift. But if I take your node, so this is that Pluto energy, okay? The grand trine is the blessings, arc, X marks the spot. But there is some type of blessings coming in the month of July is what I'm being told. 12th house, there we go. That's Pisces right there, Neptune, okay? So, and it's almost like reevaluating, like Neptune's not really known for reevaluating, I guess. I mean, it can be in Pluto with certain energies out, you're probably going to reevaluate. Just the energy alone is going to make you reevaluate certain stuff, okay? Like I said, if you're working too much, spirit might slow it down. It's things like that. This reminds me the other day with I kept saying Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. And it's probably because where Pluto is placed. Because right now Pluto, even though the Pisces and Neptune is active, Pluto's been in play. Scorpios are like, you got this. Like, Scorpios transmute things. Like, so if you're angry or you're sad or any shadow side, because it's almost like a warning video too. So like any shadow side. So to me, it's almost saying you can be extremely frustrated. So if you're not reevaluating, you might start reevaluating and you might become extremely frustrated. But this is like, you're really good at transmuting energy. So if that's the shadow side, and it doesn't feel like it right now, but it could be, you're gonna just transmute shit. Okay, so that might be the whole energy where you might catch people off guard, because it's almost like they might think like you don't care, or but you do, but you're just not feeding into that energy. Go ahead and fucking land on me, please. Go ahead so I can fucking squash you. This fucking fruit fly has been in my room for 2 fucking days. Why is it when you swish fruit flies away, they don't seem to fucking move? They still are like right in your face. Go find another place, please. Fucking skedaddle. So, Jupiter, abundance. Don't we have Jupiter coming? Why do I keep forgetting what I say to you guys? Lord help me. Some of you guys actually need to pray. I don't know what for, but it's telling me some of you should pray. Because Jupiter retro is not until the end of the month. So it's semi-Saturn in a couple weeks, but I don't think that's enough to throw you off. So why is it throwing me off? Why is Jupiter throwing me off right now? How is Jupiter and Neptune linked? This is kind of what I was trying to explain to you. Why Jupiter and Neptune, well, not this part, meet every 13 years in particular. These 2 planets are co-ruled by Pisces. Jupiter is the traditional astrology and Neptune is the modern. Okay, that's what I was trying to explain to you. So Jupiter is playing a part right now, and Jupiter is about rewards, and I wanted to actually say like I just feel like there's going to be something sudden here. So all the energy that's on the board right now, that's coming in, even though it's now, I'm being told this coming in. This is almost like a beginning of July read is kind of like how they're showing me. And I completely forgot what I was going to say. So therefore, it's not meant to be said. I guess we can just look at it just like that. It did that in my video the other day too. I was just talking. And as soon as I was actually done, because I know exactly what I was talking about, and then as soon as I was done talking about it, clear as day on to the next thing. You could hear me clear as day. So I guess it's not gonna let me remember what I was gonna say to you guys. All I remember saying is like this is obviously all the energy that's out. Besides Cancer new moon, but yep, it's not gonna let me remember. So moving on. Jupiter is this happy energy. Oh, reevaluating. Yeah, some of you guys are really going to be reevaluating. Taurus. Yeah, reevaluating what you have, what makes you happy, what blessings, abundance. Taurus, I have. It's telling me to tell you, Cancer, I feel. So really think about the stuff you do have. Try not to focus on the stuff you don't have. Because I almost feel like that's what this main message is as of right now. Like, transmute the shit out of that. And turn it into passion, turn it into fire, turn it into thrill. Some of you might want to bury something. What the fuck is that about? It's almost, I'm being told, like a burial ceremony, but that reminds me like someone dying. Why would one have a burial ceremony for an object? Because I feel like you're burying something. Things placed in a casket. Yeah, see. The difference between a burial, a funeral, and a cremation. A burial is a ritual in which the body of the loved one is placed inside the ground with the favorite cherished objects. Because I feel like you're burying an object. So I don't know what was. The difference between a burial and a cremation, the differences between disposing the body at the funeral. 3 different type of processes related to passing of the body and what happens after. A burial is a ritual in which the body of a loved one is placed inside the ground with their favorite cherished objects. The body can be placed in a casket, which is then sealed, which families can go back and forth. A funeral is a ceremony where it's used to remember the honor. Yeah, so we know that. Why? How do I word this for you? Why would you, let's just say, bury an object? Why would you bury? Fucking A. Why would you spiritually bury an object? I know some people do it to transmute, but I don't. Not bury. Bury. Prevent odor. Okay, what the fuck? So it's almost like people would bury. No, that's buried with things. So ritual energy is trapped inside certain objects. We know that, right? I think it has to do with, I can't find the answer. I think it has to do with transmuting, though. It's not pulling me to like a witchcraft thing or like a death of like a family. I don't know if you're gonna unbury a treasure, if you're gonna find an unburied treasure, but I feel like you're gonna bury something. So I don't know if like you're physically gonna bury something or like metaphorically, like I want to know the answer to that. All right, they definitely want me to figure it out, so I'm just gonna try to continue reading and see if it just comes to me. Taurus, I have. Think about the good things you have. Transmute the stuff. Yeah, you're gonna kick ass when it comes to that. 6 health routine. You gotta step out of routine here. And please don't tell yourself, oh, see, it's even a tricky time for readers to educate or coach or try to tell you the best thing to do because of this fucking Neptunian energy right now. Fourth house roots. So that's family roots. That's Cancer. Okay, so we have the Pluto, the Neptune, the Jupiter. It talks about this is like reevaluating I keep getting the same message. And it's Venus, if you will. I don't know why I thought it was something else. Like in astrology, okay, what is trying to get me to tell you is like the fourth house, like the whole, like the roots is related to like your history, family history. I don't know if it's like I don't know, there's something with like your pets here too. I mean, I know it's fourth house is Cancer too, but it's telling me something about Venus and it's throwing me the fuck off. Excuse my language. We do have Taurus here. Oh my gosh. All right. One more. Overall, Mercury retrograde. Well, at the end of that, but this is also telling me like there could be technical problems. There could be things coming up from the past that need to be reviewed. Again, it's not typically like reflection like that, but careful, like sending messages, old messages coming through, acknowledging what needs to be acknowledged. So it's almost tricky. Tricky. Okay. Gemini, I think. So with this Mercury, as it being like overall energy, is telling me like key words. So Oh. I don't know where the book is. Planetary return. Okay, so that's, I just said I don't know what the book is, and it's right here. There's got to be a key word. This is key ideas. All right, let me see if I can pick up on something, because my brain is not telling me right now. Mishap like knives. I mentioned that earlier, but it's not like that. Mishaps are like knives that either serve us or cut us as we grasp them by the blade or by the handle. Firstly, if this card comes up in a reading, back off of all your equipment and your computers, cell phone numbers. Back up or back off? Hold on. Back up. Firstly, if this card comes out in the reading, back up all your equipment, computers, cell phones, numbers, address books, anything to do with technology or mechanics. Electrical appliances should be purchased at this time may end up needing to be returned. Do not purchase a vehicle at this time. If you have a vehicle repaired, well, I guess it's saying you can purchase a vehicle at this time. So that's strange. Except making another visit to the, okay. If you have any vehicle repaired, expect making another visit. So that's not what I'm picking up on, but yeah, see, there's something key. There's something key in here that I'm looking for. If you're feeling hopeless, worried, a relationship's not going to work out, Mercury retrograde is actually a good one in turning up in a reading. If you're feeling hopeless and worried about a relationship, if it's over, it's going to work. Mercury retrograde is a card. It's actually a good one to turn up in a reading. It means that there's more that you need to know about this situation at the current time. Possibly, if you want to get a relationship getting on its legs and moving forward, it's also a good time to connect to a lover from the past. It's the time to revise and renew. So, I don't know who that message is for, because I wouldn't even have mentioned that, especially with all this here. Like, that's like fucking, like, where did that just come from? So, I mean, I guess what Venus being out in Cancer, it is a good time. You know, it makes you think of like the comfy side, home life comforts. A time of heightened emotions and personal discovery. I don't know why I'm even using these cards. I feel like there's a message in one of these cards that wanted to come out earlier too. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn are the earth signs. Earthly vibes, patience, practical, huge capacity for love. These signs are extremely organized to the love plan. Things go in advance. If grounded, if you can ground these energies, you'll be able to make other people comfortable in their own presence. They're able to handle multiple emotional situations at one time with their calm demeanor and level-headedness. Earth signs are the go-tos in a crisis. So if like something's going down, like that's why I feel it's like I have, like what do you have? It's almost like I want, you know, but it's not about what I want. There's some major reevaluation here. Some of you is relationships, some of you is work, love, Juno. What this always comes out. This Mercury is all about a relationship. And I don't think it's not a relationship with you guys. It's a relationship, like a partnership. So I don't know what's coming at you or what's going on. But in Roman mythology, Juno was devoted to the wife Zeus. In Greek mythology, the queen of the universe. In astrology, these asteroids represent intimate relationships, marriage commitments, partnerships, along with the complexities of interpersonal relationships, including jealousy and infidelity. Look for your Juno in your chart. See your zodiac sign is transitioning to give you clues. But now, either way, now would be a great time to strengthen a relationship. So I guess it does make sense, right? Like use your intuition, use your gut. It is about depth. It is about happiness, what you really want, home life, grounding situations, Venus, beauty, love, work, you name it, household. It's pulling me to jewelry. I don't know what's up with that. Well, life's luxuries, right? But Venus, beauty. Buy yourself a piece of jewelry, which is ironic because I just did that today. Everybody deserves a nice piece of jewelry, right? Here comes the ice cream truck. Like, treat yourself. I don't know, you know? Discomfort. I just said, tell me about the eighth house, a 5 and a 5, 32, 15, 14. Deliberated energy, discomfort. So somebody being in the depth of their shadow side or the depth of what they're feeling is very discomforting for an energy here. That could just be the whole transition. I wouldn't get your panties in a bunch is what I'm hearing. Like, don't get your panties in a bunch if like you're going through an uncomfortable situation. But I'm also hearing like, especially if you're dealing with a freaking Scorpio and you're a cross watcher right now, which I don't typically read like that. They shut it down. They shut it down like you don't get the answer. But I don't really have cross watchers like that. So like it's like make it uncomfortable is what I'm hearing. Like it needs to be uncomfortable. Endings, new beginnings. Like there's an uncomfortability around it. And there's something awkward happening between you and somebody, or something that already went down that was awkward is still getting the best of somebody versus getting the best of you. I'm not really sure. So needless to say, this is kind of like I wouldn't say it's the shadow side just because you're uncomfortable, but because you ask me, I say transmute the shit out of whatever this is. Like into beauty. I almost just saw like you burying something. So see, that does have to do with transmuting. You know what they do say? You should bury your sage ashes. Let's see why they say that. So maybe that Whoa. I just saw a thing for the jackpot. I think it was 3 million. Yeah. 333 Mega Millions tonight. Might be seeing threes. Why would one bury the ashes of sage? It's like because you give them back. You should bury them. Ashes are natural magical ingredients. What are the okay? So hopefully this helps us. It's very important to dispose the ingredients with tools the right way because you're honoring these tools and keeping the energy in the right direction with the magic while giving thanks by getting rid of them. So maybe it's in ancient times, the rites what to be buried were wrapped. Certain things were wrapped in a bag or a soft natural cloth that were wrapped, tied to pieces of cloth, preserved. When performing rituals with bottles, in this case, modern trick is to wrap it in aluminum foil. But like history says, really plastic containers. That's if you're doing that, guys. This is like mind baffling to me because I don't think it's like ashes like that. I mean, I forgot about that, and I forgot that they wanted me to go back to that. And here we go again. Like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Like I don't know, like bury that shit. Like not bury it as in like bottle it up. Like how crazy did I just use those metaphors with what they just said. But like don't do that. If anything, you're going to be put in a position to transmute, especially if you're elevating. Don't suppress. Um I don't know. I mean, you could be doing it in a way of you saying thanks. I mean, it could be like how people set up like altars, you know? Yeah, because I almost got the whole thing like burying a shell, and I wasn't even looking at that shell. I was like in my head, like just talking to spirit, like, what do you mean? Like bury a shell to say thanks type thing? And they're like, yeah. So you guys might be burying something just to say thanks, which is beautiful. Anything of your choice. I mean, they just told me even a coin. So that's bizarre. Or maybe that's how we're gonna get our answer. Why would one bury a coin? Oh no, that's silly because that's like hiding money. I'm not looking at it like that. Oh, neither are they. Thank you, Lord. Simply put, a coin buried or left on a headstone is a symbol of remembrance and respect, a way of, loved ones. If you're the way it's like loved ones, honoring loved ones, if it's actual like burying like that, but others is respect. So I don't know what you have planned, or if you don't have anything planned, or if this is something spirit's like, hey, bury something and say thanks. This must be a huge transition point for a lot of my followers. It must be. It's like I'm hearing it's crucial. Like, but don't get upset. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, it's not like that. I just saw something fly by over here in the cards. Careful with your health right now too. Or just pay attention to your health, especially with addictions and drugs, because Neptune rules drugs and addictions. Careful with like overeating right now, especially if you're an emotional eater. I'm an emotional eater. That shit's got to stop. I don't even get full. It's actually disturbing when I emotionally eat. Like I'll be full and have a bellyache, and I'll be like, just a couple pieces of that. I'm like, it's crazy. But health is here too, right? So give thanks that you're alive. Give thanks for your soul. Give thanks you're here in this time period. It's giving thanks. So if you choose to do it, do it. It's your way of giving thanks. But if you really want to connect to the cosmos and earth right now, I think they're just giving you a little heads up, like bury something. Escape. I wanted to see the 12th house, and it's moon. It's your perception. Okay, so this is tricky. This is really tricky right now because this is like illusionary energy. It can be delusionary energy too. The moon can do the same thing, but it's also deep energy. So instead of getting caught up in that type of energy, guys, change your perspective when it comes to something. You got to go deep here. Whatever this is deep, whether you're choosing to go deep or not. Like, it's deep. It's probably something that's deep rooted that needs to be transmuted, but meaning like in general with just the transition right here, especially Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Ground it. You gotta ground it. There's something deep regarding, the new moon in Cancer, the Cancer season, the 4th house, Cancer, family, pets, people, friends, comfy life, what you imagine, but it feels like the bottom of the deck, Aquarius, is like a collaborating, but like that's the opposite energy of a water sign, right? That's like mental. This is emotional, but that's like there's escapism here. So someone's choosing not to see this side of life, or choosing to stabilize or ground a situation, because it's like you need to ground a situation regarding the 4th house, regarding friendships, relationships, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is to you, family, babies, children. Like it's almost like you can't escape it, even if you want to escape it. I mean, spirit will bring you to your depths. Careful for illusionary energy. Your dreams might be on point, but be very careful. But if you're not doing your inner work, is what I'm hearing, you're screwed. And if you don't know what your inner work is, like, don't get like worried. It's like whatever you're avoiding, work on it. There's a prime example. Okay. 4th house, partnerships. That's in this, the Juno. It's the same exact card, and Juno came out. This is the second time these two will come out, Juno. And it's the 4th house. This really is about stabilizing a situation. So your dreams might be intense right now. I don't know if you're battling your dreams because you had Aquarius there. What do you imagine your life being like? With who? What are you guys doing? Future, it's like someone's trying to run away from it in a way. If that's the case, there's no running away from this energy. It's fucking not. And somebody just sticks to the same old routine so they can just not have to face shit, and they just squash that bug. So some of you might have to squash somebody out of your fucking life and get your new life fucking started. So I don't really want to touch base on relationships like this, which is weird, and it's nothing personal. But I just feel like with this type of energy, it is so much more beneficial to you to really concentrate on yourself, your friends, your family, your own what's important to you. So I don't know how somebody's feeling about you on the outside, but careful not to get swept away. Now is not the time to jump into anything like that. There's a lot of like, if this really is like somebody you're separated from, or like somebody you want to be with but you're in separation with certain things we've been talking about, now is not the time to think about that person for you, like my spirituals. No, what do you want? It's also the time for you to count your blessings of what you do have, what you'd like moving forward. I just don't want to make this read about two people like that, because at the end of the day, we are we are all one, but we are individuals, and we have to work on our own our progress, our own life, our like. So if you're separated for a freaking reason. So I'm not gonna be the other person's fucking energy. It's bullshit. It's disturbing because it's almost like trickery. You don't need trickery right now, point blank. So don't get swept away in someone else's fucking bullshit. Now is not the time. That's my opinion. Like, now is not the time to like do the whole partnership. But for somebody else, your inner work is to work on this. But for a majority of my spirituals, that's not what you should be working on right now. And that's a fucking given. Unless someone's coming at you and they want to reciprocate and there's synergy and is, you know, there's there's justice. No. See what I'm saying? So even be careful with who you're listening to with certain readers and all that shit right now, because they could be talking out their fucking ass too. Ooh, look what's coming in and like, okay, yeah, yep, all right. Plus somebody reaches out, so that just means like, okay, green light, go. No, red light, fucking stop. Especially, especially if you're empathic. Okay, my spirituals need to be focused on you, 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 you. The overall energy, everybody's going to be in this. Everyone's going to be feeling it. It's normal, and not in regards of somebody else. Those thoughts and feelings will come and go. At the end of the day, it's your soul, it's your life. If they're part of it, you're part of each other's life, great. But this is a soul individual reading. You take the messages that are being given, but you take it with a grain of fucking salt. Well, I don't know what the fuck that means. Why are we talking about salt? Maybe you need to cleanse your fucking coochie. Okay, maybe you need to cleanse your freaking magic penis that you think you have. I don't know what's going on with salt. Okay, because I don't feel it as like take a nice cleansing bath. I feel it as cleanse your fucking coochie. Like, it's pulling me to like rose petals. It's pulling me. You know what it's pulling me to? Is I actually started watching for the first time again in years and years and years and years and years is the Kardashians on Hulu. And Courtney goes through this big transforming like that thing, like vegan, healthy, all that. It's almost like she's trying to have a baby, but she's too healthy. So I forget what a lot of Hollywood people do it. A lot of people that are like health nuts do it. And this is about your health. I kind of feel like she's taken it to an extreme, but that's her and it's her body. And if that's what makes her body feel beautiful, then go Courtney Kardashian or Travis or Courtney Barker now, I don't know. But she does this thing where like the smoke of the herbs and the roses and it goes right up your coochie. I don't know if I need anything like that or if you need anything like that, but like that's I feel like that's what that's saying. Like now is the time to like don't get wrapped up in somebody else's karma or life lessons. Like at the end of the day, this reading is for your own soul. What do you want? If you're struggling and you're struggling because you're not communicating, you're not talking to somebody about how you feel and what you want, then you need to work on that. If you're struggling because you're reevaluating and you don't feel like accomplished with certain things and you're reevaluating because it's your north node, then you need to work on that. Are you not feeling so happy about what you have? You need to sit back and work on that and realize what it is that's going to make you happy. And if you're working with energy that is throwing you off and not there's no balance, there's no union, then you need to let that go. This is an individual read. Okay? I'm not saying if somebody comes at you and wants this and wants to work on something, not to work on it. But I almost feel like this person is like purposely lying to you and escaping how they feel about you and they see you married to you. This is the fourth house. They see you married to you, having kids, partnership, longevity, blissful fucking energy, but it's like they're escaping it. Like they're masking it with the moon. Not your fucking problem. Got it? Not your fucking problem. Don't get carried away in that shit, that fucking masquerade they want to play. We don't need King fucking Edward right now. From the 14th fucking century, knocking on your fucking heart chakra. No. Because we living in 2022. Boo-boo. Okay? Go hit up fucking Yogi. Don't come knocking on my door. Come and knock on my door. Three's company. Three's a fucking crowd. Okay? You see where I'm going with this, guys? So, my spirituals. Since we have Mercury here, and we're not really going with that. Well, I mean, we are, but you know what I mean. This is maybe something you should work on. You got God, you got, spirit, okay? Poetry, insight, mysteries, knowledge, divination. I thought that was enchantment, but it's enlightenment. Seeking answers, banish fear, acknowledgement, improve communications, clearly communicate. From the word of spirit, clearly, spiritual clarity or wisdom, acquiring the answers you need, okay? If it was reversed and it's not, you'd be lacking information or wisdom or clouded judgment, breaking down communication, bad advice. You're not there, okay? So be careful, because I just talked about communication. Be careful that you're not dealing with somebody that's getting bad advice and they break down when it comes to communication and it's like all fucking static. Okay. You don't need nobody clouding your fucking judgment. You could have somebody right now lacking being shady as fuck. Slim Shady's on the fucking board, possibly. You know what I mean? Not using their inner wisdom, not using their intuition, not using the mystical side of things. Lacking. Okay. You are not lacking. If you are lacking, you're lacking in probably one of those things I mentioned. And what you're going to do is transmute the fuck out of it. Because you're good at transmuting, and this is the perfect energy. And you can start with giving thanks and possibly burying something if you'd like. Okay? So that's a good thing. And the other energy, I'm not saying the other energy is not a good thing, but meaning like, it doesn't mean they won't get there. But I'll tell you right now, you are not on the same person. You are not on the same page as this other person. Now, if this is you struggling because something's not working out, there's a reason for that. And you got to tell yourself, I know what I want. I know exactly what I want. This energy knows exactly what they want. Fourth house in Juno, there's no fucking question. So don't settle. Don't wonder if somebody's going to come around. No. Take care. Focus on your health if that's you. Focus on your health and what you think is going to make you happiest at the end of the day, because you find your life purpose by walking in your happiness. That's like that whole brings me to like people like, I need to process my pain and this and that. No. Oh, but I can't create unless I heal. Wrong. Fucking wrong. Wrong answer. You can transmute that pain and feel that drive and have that passion, right? That's different than telling yourself you need to hold yourself back to heal. It's not a fucking thing. You never hold yourself back to heal, ever. Unless it's a physical death. That takes time. But you never hold yourself back to heal, ever. Because that's just an excuse. You find something that makes you happy, but yet you want to push it away. That's you making an excuse for your own fear. For your own fear. Not because you need to heal. You just don't want to address your fear. Get what I'm saying? So please be careful with this energy because there's a lot of depth here. And if you're scuba diving, don't scuba dive. Okay? If there's a storm and you're near water, don't be near water. Because now is the energy with all this water and with the transitions, rivers, lakes, even pools, guys. Even pools. You can have a 14-year-old that's a really good swimmer, but you don't realize how exhausted they are because they haven't been sleeping and no one's home and they get a cramp. I mean, you got fucking guys, you never know, okay? This is not the time, especially in the next, like, I almost want to say like 3 to 6 days. But going out possibly 9, if not more. 9 to 12. Max, hey, whoever's over there, stop it. Sound like a little freaking mouse scurrying. Thanks, buddy. So I hope this reading helps because this is not the time for fantasy. This is the time to create. This is not the time to hold yourself back. There's nothing here talking about healing. This talks about going towards your happiness, going towards things you really want. And if there's someone in your life and you're not seeing eye to eye, step back. Because now's not the time to engage or try to figure something out in the next few days. Now, if there's like really strong connection and strong love with this whole partner thing, if you want to hear somebody out, go ahead. But if they instantly start feeding you bullshit or garbage or go back to saying something that they typically always say with patterns and routines, you know to shut that shit down. If you feel the need to get tested again, then go ahead and test yourself. Okay? But don't get swept away in somebody else's delusional energy right now, because this is somebody avoiding, somebody escaping through alcoholism, drugs. You could be a freaking pothead. Escaping. Addictions, drugs. You got the moon. It's deep. It's emotional. But it's also a mask. It's also delusionary energy. I can convince this one to do this one and this one, and I can take this one to La La Land. No, this person's gonna be playing on the game board all by themselves, thinking they can do that with you. You want depth, okay? Scorpios are okay with being discomfort, like in uncomfortable situations. Like a Scorpio. Like, that doesn't even faze them. They'll be the ones out of the whole entire crowd to ask that one question that somebody won't ask. Or to tell that one story that nobody would dare to tell. Okay? That's what a Scorpio does. They don't care if you're fucking uncomfortable. They don't care if this is an awkward situation. Hit 5-5, 32-14. Change is clearly needed. Okay? And if somebody is not on the same page as you, then walk your own freaking path with the 7. 7's all about your own path. Okay? North Node, all about your own path. Your blessings, your happiness, your abundance. What do you want? You know what you fucking want. You know what you deserve. Somebody's not on the same page as you? See you fucking later, Gator. You don't need a fucking, You don't need the triangle to keep fucking spinning. You don't need somebody else's opinion. You don't need triangulation. You don't manipulation. You don't need that shit. You just don't. Okay? So, this is your reading. Whoever's watching, your reading. Take this however you need to take it. If you're uncomfortable talking about this type of stuff, well, I suggest you get comfortable, because you're not going to win over this person. You're not going to win over a Scorpio unless you step out of your fucking comfort zone. Point blank. Get out of the murky fucking energy that you cease to remain in for some reason. Like, step out of the murky fucking energy, dude. Open your eyes. I almost hope that's an awakening for somebody. Let's clarify that, and then we're out. Because this was a good reading, and I don't want to repeat myself. And that's a sign. That's a sure sign for you, too. 11th house community. 11th house side community. All right, so all about what you want to create, who you want to hang out with, who you want in your life, that type of stuff. 8th house, again, Scorpio, mystery. Somebody could be very afraid of the unknown, but you know what? It's too bad. I almost get an energy of like they don't go towards you, or they won't touch something because of the unknown. It could just be the lineage. Okay? Scorpios are not like that. Scorpios, like, they will lick their lips regarding the unknown. Scorpios are like, more. All right? You're dealing with somebody that is like stuck at a stoplight, like hypnotized, bugging out, tripping, looking at a red light. Okay? So that's a huge, huge difference in synergy. I'm not saying you can't make it work, but I'm also saying pay close attention to who you're engaging with right now. Because if you guys can't meet each other's needs, you don't got nothing to work on in spirit's eyes if you can't reach each other's needs. Okay? And it's not sexual needs and desires, because clearly we have that if we're going to go there. Oh, if we're going to go there, damn. Sex would be pretty fucking intense. Possibly even have a Kundalini awakening. But you can do that through orgasm. You don't need a penis. If we're talking that type of awakening, different ways to awaken the Kundalini. But with the 12th house and the 8th house and certain stuff here in home life and the body and sex and passion, like, holy shit, like, the sexual energy is pretty fucking at its peak. I'll tell you that. Probably be a whole lot of masturbating. So again, be careful if you're a fucking empath. Okay? So it's almost like you don't know where you're going. Yeah, like the whole unknown. But again, like my spirituals, my scorps, you're just gonna be like, okay? Somebody else is bugging. So whatever. Whatever. I hope you guys enjoy this energy. It's not anything to be afraid of. It's energy. It's go get 'em energy. Don't hold yourself back right now. There could be a downfall to this energy of like, sorrow, like all sorts of stuff. But don't hold yourself back. Don't get stuck in it. You want to have a pity party. Don't stay in it too long. A day or two tops. Okay? Look on ways to help you with this or help you with that. Like I literally Thank you, Spirit. I just felt the need to thank them for this read. I was literally like struggling with the whole like birthday thing. And there's actually a thing called birthday blues, and it's like there's all different reasons why. It's not even like a milestone birthday, but 45, it's like it's midlife, right? For me, it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm lucky if I have 30 something years left. Like I don't want to fuck around in my life no more. Like, not that I was fucking around before, but I have my own personal reasons, right? But I'm talking like I got to the point where I was like crying, even thinking about even wanting to celebrate my birthday. And I guess it's normal. I literally Googled, like, is it normal for people to feel this way? Like, because it didn't feel normal to me. So this is a prime example, guys. But what I did by researching that was find like all these different things, which was wonderful. Like choose a happy life. Like this guy like wrote a book, and he's choosing to view it as today's simply not my 45th birthday, but it's actually the day of my birth of a whole new lifetime. I reset my counter back to 0. I'm ready to begin again. And with all the stuff that he's taken in the 45 years, it's just so I was finding inspiring stuff like that because birthday blues is actually a thing. And it made me feel better because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not even 50. Like I'm not like, So I do have to look at it in a different way. And doing a little bit of research like that, I'm not saying everyone's going to find their answers in regards to what's making you blue, but I feel like your soul knows, your soul will tell you. Like if there's an energy out here that knows this is what they want and they have somebody and they're just not expressing it, then that's your answer right there. Go be an honest, genuine, fucking authentic person and express it, If it's, that if it's the other way around and you don't want to be with this and that, like, you know what route to go on, guys. Okay. So there's certain stuff clearly you can Google and there's other things you can't Google, like, but whatever works for you. So, that could help you. You're not going to find all your answers on Google though. It's your attitude. It's your mindset too. You got to be strong enough to change your mindset. There's no question. Okay. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome night. Enjoy the energy. Love you guys.